No, you're fine.
Like I said, do you like my tail?
Welcome back to another installment of Iron Rage. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm joined by popular demand by Lee Priest, who has been missing in action for the last week and a half or so. You know what? It's my fault because I've been doing heavy muscle radio on Monday afternoons, and you're still sleeping. So.
Yes, it's just turned 6 a.m. here. Even though I got up at 4 today, it's just 6 a.m. at the moment.
You
still,
love getting up early, don't you? You've always your whole life gotten up early, right?
Yeah, sometimes, but now it's coming into what we're going into winter. So it's easy to get up early when it's a bit lighter out. The darker it gets, it's like, maybe not so much, but I still get up anyway.
Yeah, I like to get up early too. The problem is I don't go to sleep early enough. But what time do you go to bed at night?
Oh, last night I fell asleep at 8:30.
Oh, wow. So you're going to bed really early. So you're getting a good night's sleep.
The thing was, though, but then I'll wake up at to go to the toilet, and I'm like, it must be time to get up. I feel well rested.
Yeah.
And it's only like 12:30, and I'm like, oh, shit, now I've got to go back to sleep. You know, if you get those 4 or 5 hours of just good deep sleep, you feel great. So then I go back to sleep for those extra couple of hours, and I wake up and feel shit. So it's like...
Well, what happens, with me is sometimes I wake up and then I can't fall back asleep sometimes too because I'm too well rested.
Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst thing because you toss and turn. Then when it is time to get up, you're like, I could sleep now.
Yeah. Then I have my kids coming into the room and saying, let me have the iPhone, let me have the iPad, and they'll watch. I'm like, can you keep it down? Just don't raise the volume so much. I need another 3 hours of sleep. I know you guys don't care, but.
I got 6 cats now, and when you start feeding them early, if you don't get up at that same time, you'll have 6 cats coming meow meow.
I have one cat doing that. My cat is driving me crazy lately too. I don't know what to do. I have to go and give them treats. I give the 2 little dogs treats and the cat treats at 5:30 in the morning because they shut up. And then the cat's scratching at the gate upstairs to come upstairs at 7:30. Now, I had to actually go down and lock her in a bathroom because he was driving me nuts. I don't know what
animal cruelty. Yeah.
I don't know what was going on lately. He's been very needy. I don't know.
My littlest one's the talker, and I swear the neighbours probably think I'm choking it some days because he'll just sit there going meow, meow.
Yeah.
And if you don't get up, then they decide to play on the bed. Then they'll jump on the pillow across your head. Occasionally they miss, and the claw goes in the side of your face. I'm like, Jesus.
No, I never let my cat in my bedroom even when it had free reign of the house because you're right. They come, they just will plop their head right on top of you. And now we're afraid because you got to be careful with babies because a lot of times cats will lay on top of the babies and they can suffocate them too. So.
Yeah. I won't talk about the time. I won't talk about the time I had this bigger girl and her pussy almost suffocated me.
Ouch. So is it true? I heard a rumor that you're getting the vaccine. Is that true?
It is true, Dave. It is true. I've been pushed to the top of the list because I can travel and stuff. So I figured the only reason I'm going to get
I thought Romano convinced you that there was no virus, but I guess not, huh?
Well, look, I'm only doing it for the simple fact that if I got to go traveling to Spain and then sometimes the UK and all this sort of stuff, it just helped you get your passport. So I got my vaccine passport. I can show people when they say,
do they really have a special vaccine passport?
Well, in Australia, we have this app where, you have to have the barcodes where you sign in.
Yeah.
We have this government app on our phone. So as soon as you sign in, it just all connects to that. So when you get the vaccine, they're going to have it on there because you didn't get your credit cards and Medicare cards on your phone. They're going to have that your vaccine that you've been vaccinated on.
You
that
guys
same
are way
app.
ahead of us here in the U.S. We don't have all that high technology.
So you can show people. You go, oh look, you're not wearing a mask. look. And then I know people are going to say, Lee, why are you getting it? Why are you doing it? Look, over the years, when I lived in California, and I'd go to the back of that guy's trunk and say, listen, give me some of that stanozol and give me some of that parabolan. I never once said to him, hey, has this been tested on anyone? Do you know what's in it? Where was it made? No, we just got it and we fucking took it and we stuck it in ourselves. So if you've done that, why are you worried about the vaccine, for God's sake? That's what I say. If it works or it doesn't work, what's it matter? But people are going, I'm not putting that in my body. That's not being tested. Hey, I'm going to Thailand, Mexico. Oh, shove it in. It's like
I'm surprised you like the whole stamping thing. You know, like you're almost like being branded. Like, okay, he's got the vaccine, he doesn't. You know, it's like it's weird, right? Don't you think? Like you don't have your passport doesn't tell people if you're vaccinated against measles and mumps and rubella. How come it has to say against COVID? That's kind of weird, you know.
I don't know, but I like to be different, Dave. Anyone that had a tattoo on their face doesn't really care about standing out or being.
It is almost gone. That's true.
Just a little tasteful.
I just want to be different, Dave, because everyone else isn't getting it. I'm going to get it. And my friend works security at the hospital. He got his first shot a couple of weeks ago, and he's still with me. I text him every day, like every couple of hours. Are you still with us? How you feeling? Have you got a feeling?
Now, do you guys get to pick which vaccine you want over there?
Yeah, he got the Pfizer one, so he said he feels good.
That's 2 shots, right?
Yeah, he had one a couple of weeks ago. I think it's 21 days apart. So if I get mine on the 6th, just check in for me on the 7th to make sure I'm not speaking.
Do you have the ability to get the Johnson & Johnson one there?
I haven't heard of that one being here yet. We just had the Pfizer and the other one. What's
Moderna?
The one that they said was good?
Moderna.
That one. No, the other one. As whatever it is.
I don't even know.
They're starting to make it here. A company makes it here too in Australia.
I like the idea behind the Johnson & Johnson better because it's a DNA vaccine. It's like a dead-end, it's a dead-end form of the virus. Whereas the other ones kind of like are messenger RNA viruses. I don't know. They kind of express genes inside your body. It kind of makes me a little weird, the whole thing, how it works.
Well, like I said, the amount of stuff we put in our bodies, it shouldn't really matter which one we put in.
I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to clean up all the crap, all the damage I did from earlier. I don't want to add any more insult to injury.
I'm just wondering, how bad off are you, Dave? I can see the hidden oxygen tank under the table over there to the side.
I have my thyroid scar I'm hiding. Look at that. You always show me your scars. Let me see your neck scar compared to mine.
You can't. Mine's all covered into my tattoo now.
I got to get a tattoo over here, I think, to cover it up.
Mine goes from there to there. Put a zipper on it. Get like a zipper tattoo. That'd be Is that why you got the oxygen tank? You can just plug it in.
Yeah. This is why in case I can't breathe. Yeah.
In case the shows go too long,
That's
you got to connect it in.
In case Tyler has to revive me or something like that. I want to make sure we have oxygen.
Oxygen's it. If it comes to mouth, you're dying, mate. You ain't saving it.
The oxygen tank is actually hooked up to an ozone machine, so
I can see that up on the shelf there. I can see it all.
Yeah, I got the whole little setup here.
I can see the memorable chair over here on the side that looks like Jaws chewed on the front of it.
Is that on film? Ugh.
Not you.
Oh.
He can see it.
Oh, he can see it. Okay.
I can see everything in this room. I'm telling people what's in the room.
Yeah, we're actually in the process. I think once Tyler gets the whole studio set up, we'll actually show. Oh, there we go. We can actually show the whole. We're still rebuilding the whole studio here. It's terrible. On top of the chair, what's that towel and that long cylindrical thing that looks pinkish in color? What's he talking about? Oh, he's making up stuff. Is that a new massage gun on the chair? Yeah, it's an internal one.
I see. It gets in. Oh, that's the
gets those hard to reach places, Lee.
I seen those on sale. Actually, that's the SB special. It actually gets into the glutes and really penetrates deep.
That's right. The anal sphincter it penetrates.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it. You got so much stuff. I do know
massager,
I do know that Old School Muscle did like the hat placement. I saw one of their photos.
Did they send you these hats? I got to get them to send you. Look at these.
No.
It's pretty cool.
I didn't get sent anything. I'm going to be like Big Lenny and just start bad-mouthing everyone.
Yeah, start saying I'm a complete asshole, yeah. Complete moron.
Total.
Moron.
Was it complete or total?
Total moron. That's a total moron.
Next show I do somewhere, I'm going to say that Palumbo's a total moron.
That's right.
Hasn't sent me shit. I did see Flex Lewis's gym opening went well. I saw lots of people out there. That looked to be really good.
I spoke to Justin Dees, who's actually the general manager of that gym. Do you know Justin?
No.
He used to be married to Heather Dees. Good guy.
No, I used to know of Rick Dees on the radio.
No, not Rick. I remember Rick Dees was out there in LA. But no, Justin Dees moved from Utah. He was originally from Utah. He moved over to Las Vegas. He's managing the gym for Flex. And they got some crazy, really good equipment in that gym. If you ever get out to Vegas, you got to go over there. I'm sure they'd love to have you down there. I think they charge like $1,000 a year, too, for that gym. And they got a pretty good amount of people there in there.
Well, the good thing is, too, people say it's a lot of money, but really, this is your health you're talking about, and people spend more on their cars, they spend more on other shit. So really, when you break it down, $1,000 over 12 months, if it keeps you healthy and in shape and mental health and that, it's not really that much, really, when you think about it.
If it's $80 a month or something like that, divided by, as bodybuilders, we go to the gym almost every day. That's like nothing. It's like $1.50 a day.
Exactly. But yet they'll go, oh, that's a lot of money. But yet they'll go blow something on something else like nothing. Yeah.
I mean, I would pay $5 a day to go to the gym. I mean, if that's your livelihood, right? So I mean, what would $5 a day, times 30 days? That's $150 a month right there, And so,
well, like you said, if you break it down to even, like you said, $1 something a day, they're like, oh, that's way too much. But yet they're probably going to Starbucks 3 times a day buying a fancy coffee.
I knew this guy back in the 90s, seriously, and he was a little weird, the guy, and he would be like,
you one of them?
Yeah, all the weirdos were attracted to me. Anyway, he said to me, "This is my idea for a gym," and I thought he was crazy. But you know what? This was back then. Nowadays, it might actually work. No memberships, nothing. You just pay $2 every time you come to the gym. $2. That's it. That's the membership. $2. You come into the gym, put your $2 on the counter, and you go work out. I said, you know what? It's not really a bad idea, because think about it. If you went to the gym 300 days out of the 365 a year, that's $600 you'd be paying in membership fees, right?
Yeah. So if you go twice a day.
$2
a day. Go twice a day. No, it's a day, is it? Not every time you come in. I'd go every time you come in. $2.
Well, the good thing is now with the iPhones, you could actually do Apple Pay. You just scan your freaking phone and it deducts the $2, and the gym gets the $2. And every time someone walks in, $2, $2.
And even if you had to pay twice, if you went in twice a day, $4 still isn't much when people are paying $5, $6 for a coffee. Come on.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, they can work it so that the $2, you can come in and out as many times as you want that day. So $2 a shot. And you know what? It would work. I think it would actually make these gyms more money, because some of these gyms now, because of Planet, Fitness, they're charging $10 a month. You can't survive on $10 a month. No way.
No, I think we got one out here at Planet Fitness, and they're like, I think the cheapest I've seen them's like $4.95 a week. So still pretty cheap.
That's more expensive than here. $10 a month here. I think there might be a little initiation fee. Nothing extraordinary, and then that's it. I mean, but you know what? Planet Fitnesses thrive on people who don't show up. So. People figure for $10 a month, I'll sign up. Even if I don't go once a month, who cares? And they don't go at all. And so they're making money because of that.
And they have pizza.
And they got pizza, and they got brownies and Tootsie Rolls at the front desk. And
if you go in there looking like a bodybuilder, they kick you out, but we're the judgmental free gyms.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, they're smart, because you know what? How many bodybuilders are there in relation to how many other people in the world are there? So if they get rid of all the bodybuilders, it probably is not a bad idea from a business perspective. Now, if you're a bodybuilder and you want to train, that's not probably the best gym to go into.
But we already know bodybuilders are cheap. You know that. So
yeah.
How many emails would you get saying, "Hi, Dave, my name's such and such. I'm an up-and-coming bodybuilder, this and that. I'm interested in sponsorship. I'd like some product, or I'd like this, or I'd like that." Then you say, "What have you done?" "Oh, nothing yet. I just figured, I could."
Or you know what I get, and this is terrible. I feel even bad even saying this, but you probably get this too. I get people who contact me. They're really nice. They might even be people that I've worked with. They're like, "I'm starting a podcast. I'd love to have you on." Now, no disrespect, because I think everyone should pursue their passions, but don't get me on for your first episode, because if you have 3 viewers, no one's going to watch it. Okay, they think they're going to use me to help, launch the site. The problem is that I only have a limited amount of time, just like you do, to do these things. So for me to spend an hour and a half, doing an interview with you about myself, and then have 100 people watch it, or even if 2,000 people watch it, okay, and then no one else goes to your channel after that. To me, that's not helping either one of us out. So build your channel first, build your business, and once it starts getting some traction, if you need that next push to the next level, you get a Lee Priest or you get a Dave Palumbo on, because then we can push it to our audience as well. But don't come to me if you have, like, you know, you just started or you got 15 people. And once again, it's no disrespect to anyone, because I think everyone should pursue the bachelor, but build your channel. It's like when I built my reptile channel, I wasn't well known in the reptile world like I was in bodybuilding. So it took me like 3 years before people really started to know who I was. And that's when I started asking some of the top reptile breeders, hey, I want to interview you. And because now I have a platform that's going to help them and it's going to help me, you know.
You need to interview, his name's Mick. His name's Mick from the Australian Reptile Park. He's a character, that guy.
I know he is. He's great.
Yeah, he's got the grey hair.
Yeah.
The grey hair guy. He's been at that reptile park forever. He's the one that feeds all the alligators. He actually got he lives just down the road from me, so I always bump into him in the store. But he's like me. Even when he's doing the reptile shows at the park and that he's one of those. I'm surprised no one's got offended, because he'll tell off-colour jokes at the same time.
Oh, will he really?
I'm surprised yeah, but it's funny. It's funny, but you know, whatever it's about.
For some reason, I think Australia is the last country in the universe where you could still tell like racial jokes and get away with it, because people just know you guys have a weird sense of humor, you know?
Yeah, well, it's not just racial jokes. We make fun of anything, any ethnicity or anything. It's just because it's a joke. Yeah, but we had the other day now, people got upset because down in Victoria, Melbourne, the school principal made the boys stand up in class and apologise to the girls for their gender.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. I'll have to send you the link from Sky News here in Australia. God. Parents are outraged because the school principal made the boys stand up in class and apologise to the girls for their gender, for what's happened to them over the fucking hell.
We're falling apart really quickly. Speaking of,
I see America's coming into the. Aren't there some states there that are going to vote on reparations for the slaves? And I saw that was like you had to have like prove your ancestry if you came from a slave, or then part of it too was you could get reparations if you were denied some sort of housing from 69 on. They're like, well, how are you going to prove that? I know a lot of white people that get denied housing, so it's like...
Well, you know what we did? All the Indians, we stole their land, so now we give them free land we give them, if they have land left on the reservation, they could build casinos. We let them build casinos so they can make money for themselves. And
well, the thing is, we had with the slave thing, it's like, that's going to be hard to go back. And I think they interviewed one of those big rap stars. He goes, I'll get my money. They're like, but you're a multi-millionaire. He goes, doesn't matter, I'll get my reparations. But I want to know if it's going to be like the gun buyback program, because here in Australia, you know, where we had our guns and we had to hand them in, the government gave you so much per gun. So I'm just wondering, does it go both ways? Like if you were a slave, descendant of a slave, and you get money for your ancestors being slaves, if you're a descendant of a slave owner, do you get like a refund for handing the slave back, or what?
Well, maybe you'll get fined for your ancestors being slave owners.
No, it's a buyback program.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't know about any buyback program. I'll say, you know, it's so weird. We don't know what the right thing to do is.
Hey, I did like Biden's press conference the other day, where he even had the cheat sheet cards and stuff, and yeah, we're going to fix, you know what I mean.
You know what the problem is? If I was advising Biden, I wouldn't even. I'd make him memorize the speech, because you can't read off the cards. They just talk about whatever you want. That's why Trump was such a good talker, because he didn't have anything prepared. He just fucking said whatever's on his mind.
They prepared Biden 4 days for that. That's the funny thing.
I know, but you're putting too much. It's like trying to get my dad to fucking remember. It's too much. The guy can't read off the cards.
I love it, because I thought Bush came out with some of the best sayings. You know, where Bush would sometimes start to say, he'd just go off on something, and then now Biden's the same. He's like,
do you know that Bush had like a photographic memory? I don't think he ever read a speech off a card. He would memorize them. Yeah, he had a photographic.
Yeah, but what about some of those speeches? It's when you start quoting something, and he just goes off on, a bird in the hand, shits on the wrist.
He just wasn't that bright. That was his problem.
I did like that movie with him where it pretty much made out. What was that movie with Christian Bale?
Oh,
you know, where he put all the weight on. It's about him and Cheney, Bush and Cheney, but it pretty much showed Cheney was the one running the show, and
well,
they
he
pretty
was
much
the
made
smart
Bush.
one. Yeah, Cheney knew what was going
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, he had
You always have
everywhere.
to have one. You always have to have one person that actually knows what's going on to be able to.
But that's why they got Kamala. Kamala's. I even like when he said the other day to President Kamala, I'm like, "Oh, it's coming. Don't you worry, mate."
Yeah, I don't think she's doing anything right now. To be honest with you, I think that they have someone behind the scenes who's running the show. Probably the Obamas are. You know.
But I need to reattach some of his strings so the wind doesn't blow him again going up the stairs into the plane. The wind got him. I'm surprised he didn't get sucked into the engine if the wind blew him that hard.
Yeah, we're in a pretty bad transition period here in this country. That's for sure, politically speaking. You know what it is? We're in such a blame culture that like we don't even know who to blame anymore because there's
everything's crazy over there. That's why I keep watching the Nick DiPaolo show because he breaks it down for people very good.
He seems to like you, that guy. You're always mentioned on there.
Yeah, because you know, great minds think alike, Dave. Great minds think alike. Yeah, but he breaks it down in a very funny way.
Did you see that Janae Marie Kroc has her own gym opening up? Did you see that? Maybe Tyler can pull it up. Croc's Gym. I haven't even. I should reach out there for an interview, but she's making her own gym.
Do you wear the Croc shoes when you go in there?
No. You know who? Remember Matt Kroc? He was a powerlifter bodybuilder. He transitioned. Now he's Janae Marie.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, she's opening up her own gym.
Whereabouts? In California or
Michigan?
Michigan.
So it's looks like a nice gym. Good equipment and stuff.
Everyone's opening a gym, Dave. Everyone. I haven't seen
Well, you know what happened, Lee, with this whole COVID thing? So many gyms went out of business. I think there's like a people see this as like an opportunity to kind of fill a niche now. There's I don't know if you ever hear of Crunch, that gym chain?
Yeah, we got them here, a couple of them here.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that. Okay, well, anyway, down the block from me, there's an around-the-clock fitness, which is where I used to train, and then there was a gym across the street from that. Like, literally, they're right across the street. And then, now this new Crunch, they're actually building a new building, a huge, it looks like a medical office building, and it says Crunch Fitness. They got like a trailer outside, they're selling memberships, and they're literally within, literally walking distance of each other, these gyms. So I think what's happening is the older gyms that were there are probably took a big hit on COVID, and a lot of these people, these chains that have money and maybe are doing well, like, you know what, let's capitalize. Let's see where the most people are going to be. I know Cape Coral's a big growing city. Let's put a brand new facility in there. We'll wipe out all the old people that are hurting anyway financially because of COVID, and that's what's happening. Well, out with the old, in with the new.
They're doing the same here because so many gyms shut down. And my friend used to be partners in World Gym, but now he's changed over to the Fitness Cartel. He's actually the one helping me and his team do the Lee Priest Cartel training website that should be up running shortly. Yeah, I'll be doing diet programs. And people go, well, how are you going to do that many people? But yes, there will be ones where, over the years, different diets I've used, different training programs I've used.
Templates, yeah.
Yeah, and then it'll have like different diets if you want to put mass on. But then, depending how much you want to pay, then you'll get more one-on-one with me type thing. But, everyone's not just going to be like, even if I was to give you a template, you still get a bit of contact with them. I'm not just going to send it out and go, here you go, follow that. Thanks for your $79. See you later, whatever it is. Right. But no, you still get a bit of contact. I'm not just going to be one of those people. But it's going to be a good interactive website and stuff like that. Then I'll do those things maybe a couple of times a year where you do the Zoom things where they can have like a seminar type thing,
That's good. That's like what I did with my thing, my guru course. Let me ask you this question: Would you? Because this is how I see you. You're like a very kind of social person. You ever think about opening your own gym? And in the front of the gym, you can have like a big couch with like a TV, so you can sit there and watch your TV shows, like Joe Gold, and kind of just have people coming in, and you can make fun of them and stuff like that.
Well, what I like to do is eventually, if a big gym, this guy could put one in Newcastle. Yeah. Maybe if you went in partners with him type thing, but like I said, I couldn't be like. I'd be like Joe Gold. As soon as I heard you drop a weight, get the fuck out.
Yeah, no, I'm saying when you get old, like when you're like 60 years old, it would be perfect for you. You can just be there all day long and yelling at people and stuff. And
but that's the thing, though. Let's just say it was a great gym. I had 5,000 members. After 2 months, I'll probably have 10 members left. I'd be like, you didn't put your weights away. You get out. You left
No, but you know what,
in the
Lee?
toilet. You get out. You get
People
out.
would come anyway. They'd be begging you to come back in the gym because they want to just hang out with you. So you could get away with it like Joe Gold got away because you'd have good equipment. You know, you'd have a good atmosphere. You know, it would be a place people would want to go to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm like, eventually, if I put my name to one, like the lead.
Maybe
priest
Sam. Why doesn't
home.
Sam do it with you since he's got the equipment already anyway?
No, maybe my friend Nathan might do one with me in Newcastle because, Newcastle has a few good gyms, but they just opened up a new one, EMF and that. But it just seems like how when you, like you said, you get these towns that have gyms, but nothing's like the Golds or the ones that used to be, where it's like a one-stop shop. Like this gym might have this bit of equipment, you like that one might have this. This gym could be more fitnessy type, whereas Golds and those type of places was like everything. Hardcore, you had the fitness type, and we don't really have those type in Australia where it's like that one stop where you can just go for everything, and have the
but
cafe.
But if you called it like
and,
Lee Priest, Asylum or something like that, people would want to come there just to like to experience it, and you'd have it.
Why you got to call it Asylum? You saying
because
I'm crazy or what?
I don't know.
That was very subtle. Dave.
We got to give it a good name because you want people to want to come there. We can't, it can't be something too like, it can't be like the Lee Priest Fitness Center. That's too fucking, Yeah, it's too laid back.
Make it like Arkham Asylum, and I'll just dress up as the Joker behind the counter.
There you go. The Lee Priest Asylum Gym, and I think it would
come
work
and
great.
bench. See how much you can bench in a straitjacket.
There you go.
I think it would be good. Shock
You could have some
treatment.
fake weights in the back to do your straight curls with, right? So people can.
That'll be all the names of my protein drinks: shock treatment, straitjacket.
There you go. See,
lobotomy.
We're creating the model right now. Then you can franchise all over the place, with this.
That would offend someone. Do you know my son had a lobotomy and you're making fun of it in your gym?
If Joe Gold is watching over you, he would be, he'll be giving you all the guidance, like almost like in The Lion King where Mufasa tells,
like he'll be holding me up on the gym balcony.
That's right.
But the good thing is Joe Gold had the old wheelchair like that. I'm going to get a electrized one so I can just roll around the gym.
Yeah, even though you don't need it, just to do it. Yeah, just for the hell of it.
Right? I don't need it. But I'm just going to get it like I could go like Professor X in X-Men and just roll around the gym.
That's right. Yeah. You can even put like a little headpiece on to make it look like you might actually have some cool technology going on there.
Now, when I put the helmet on,
you could wear the gloves with the drinks. You could wear one of these gloves.
Yes.
And you just wait off to get up. You could just take a drink while wearing the gloves.
That's right. That's where I put my medication.
Put a little mental hamster vodka in there, right?
Liquid Valium on one side and vodka on the other. I put on my helmet like X with the microphone. Pick up your fucking weights. You on the bench, pick up your weights. That'd be great.
You could have a little nitrous oxide on your wheelchair. You hit the button and you're rocking across the gym.
Rest in peace, AJ, my brother there, who was doing my documentary for me before he passed away a few months ago because he had MS, but he had the best wheelchair. It looked like a stormtrooper thing. He would sit in it and would go places, and kids would love it because it looked like a cross between a stormtrooper and a transformer. Yeah, it had these lights around. People were like, oh, that's so cool. And then he pushes a button, and it would raise up so tall, it would start going.
Oh, really? Oh, so you could stand up. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Almost, but he could just sit up higher, which was good because when we went to the theme parks with him, we got to the front of the rides for one because in the wheelchair, he didn't even go on the rides. He goes, I'm getting on. I can't get on. You just go ahead. But then in the theme park, he'd raise it up so high, I could see him above the crowd.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
We'd walk behind the wheelchair like a battering ram, and he'd go full pelt.
And that thing would hold the charge the whole day, huh?
I would, yeah. Oh, it was funny because we went to go in the Universal with him, and we got pulled over. But luckily, I got a photo with the sheriff guy. He's like, "Oh, you're Lee Priest and that," because where he lives downtown LA. He had one of those big stun gun baton things, and he forgot he had it in his backpack, and it went off at the security thing.
Oh, my
and they're
God.
Like,
that's probably not the best thing in L.A. to have with you. Yeah, exactly.
He goes, well, I'm on a wheelchair, and sometimes I just don't want to get attacked. He goes, I forgot I had it on me, so I had to leave it at the sheriff's station to go into the park. And I said to the sheriff guy, no, I wanted that. That was how we're going to get to the front of the line. So I was just going to stun people, get to the front. So. That was funny, yes. But yes, who knows what he used to have in his bag.
Well, hopefully at some point we'll see the Lee Priest Asylum gym open up in Newcastle and then spread its tentacles throughout the continent.
Oh, where's what's his name been? I watched your last couple of shows. I haven't seen Jimmy the Bull since that last episode. He was down there.
He was on today. He's back. Yeah, he was back with a vengeance. He was looking for a hot dog truck. He couldn't find a hot dog truck all day long. He said these hot dog vendors don't want to start doing hot dogs till like 2:30 in the afternoon, and he's pissed off because he likes to get his hot dog at 10:30 in the morning.
I could just see him. I'm down here, Dave. I can't find a hot dog truck. What's up with this fucking place? You old people in Florida fucking sleeping. Where's the fucking hot dog?
No, he's back in New York right now. So yeah.
What? They should be open by now then. The last I saw of him was walking around the water there, and I haven't seen him since. I was hoping he didn't slip in or something.
I thought he was going to move down here, but he's back in that New York state of mind now, and
he's packing up. He's packing up. That's all.
Nah,
he was playing that. He was playing that. What is that song by Ace? Back in the New York groove. I'm back. That's Jimmy's theme song.
The problem is that Jimmy complains and is depressed all winter, and then as soon as like the first day of like sunlight hits New York, he forgets all about how much he hates New York, and then then another year passes and he's still down there. So.
But you know what it is though too, I think, because you probably noticed it too. Once you move down there, like I should have done this years ago. But you know how it is when. Well, Jimmy's probably lived there his whole life in New York, has he? So you know what it's like. You know where this area is. You know where that is.
I was the same way. I got packed up and moved. I didn't care.
And I think, too, I know people have attachments. I have friends. I'm not saying Jimmy's the same way, but I have friends that they've grown up in this area. Like, I know Jimmy's mother's passed away and my friend's mother and them passed away. And they just still felt that attachment to that area and they couldn't leave because it's almost like, even though their parents had passed away, it's almost like you're leaving them again, even though they're not there, but because it just feels like you're home still in that sort of area. So I know some people, when they finally do move away, it's almost like they're walking away from their old life and starting new, and that's sometimes still hard. So.
It's scary for people, but you know what the truth is? If you find a place that's better, like when I moved, I evaluated. I sat down and said, okay, I love the weather. It's always nice down here. I'm in a good mood all the time because of that. I'm spending way less money living here because the cost of living is lower. There's no sales tax. There's no state sales tax here. My insurance is less here for car insurance. Everything was costing me. I'm putting so much more money back into my pocket. My house size is like acres bigger than what I was in New York because obviously New York is very expensive. My real estate taxes is a fraction of what it was. I'm like, am I insane to be living in New York? I'm not a police officer or a school teacher up there where I'm making a salary. There was no reason for me to live up there. There's no reason really for him to live up there anymore because he doesn't have a regular job.
Jimmy lost his job, so get on down to Florida.
There you go, right.
I think once he gets there, he would be great. But then every episode we're going to hear, fucking Dave asked me to move down here. Look at me, Dave. Look at me. Fucking sunburnt. Sunburnt. Look, I got red hair.
The guy loves to ride his bike. He can ride it every freaking day of his life down here. He can ride his motorcycle,
But someone like Jimmy that gets worked up a bit, I think it would be a nice calming place for Jimmy to go down there.
Absolutely. My blood pressure went down when I moved here too.
I was going to say, Jimmy probably had 10, 15 years to his life if he moved down there.
Probably. The problem is, as my father, what my father didn't want to move here? He's like, that's where everyone goes to die. I said, Dad, I got news for you. You're pretty close to that. It doesn't matter where you are. You're going to die eventually.
People die everywhere. Actually, I think more died in New York from COVID, didn't they, than there was in Florida. So
my father was telling me this when he was 86. I'm like, Dad, I got news for you. You don't have that many more years left. I said, I hate to break it to you. Why don't you move to Florida? I said.
I hate to break it to you, Dad. There's the door and you're knocking on it. It's not too long. Yeah, but it's like I always figure, Jimmy, he'll move down there, he'll complain he got sunburn, he'll be riding his bike every day because it's sunny. Someone will crash into him. This is your fault, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. I'll have to take responsibility for the rest of his life now for convincing him to move down
If I was back in New York, it would be snowing. I wouldn't be out on my bike. But now I got run over because of you coming down here.
Right. Or I get brain damage because he won't wear a helmet on his motorcycle. It'll be my fault.
And you just see Jimmy, he'll be up there with his arms in cast, legs in cast, and you've got to go around and change his bedpan and spoon feed him.
You're right. I'll probably have to. You're right. He's going to become like my responsibility now when he loses his mind. I got to put him in like an old age home, and I got to go visit him like on the weekends, type of thing.
Imagine Jimmy in an old age home. That would be entertainment plus. You'd have to film that.
I got news for you. I don't know if anyone outdid my father in the assisted living place, because I put him in like where Donald Trump would go, basically. And he was acting like they were his servants there, which I guess they kind of were with the amount of money we were paying for the place. But but when it's funny, when my father passed away and I went back to collect some of his things, all the people that I thought he was abusing over there, they were like him. Hysterically crying. They were like they loved my dad for some reason, because my dad's a tough son of a bitch, but if you get him one-on-one alone in the right mood, like he probably was like acting like the psychiatrist. He was giving advice to people and telling them, how to get over their problems and stuff like that. And that's the dad I knew when he was younger. But so every once in a while that would like slip out of him, I guess, because these people were around him 24/7, so.
What was that? That reminds me, Dad sounds like, what was that movie Jack Nicholson was in where he played the older guy in the home and he was always grumpy, but then he'd have a moment where he was really a nice guy, but he just like acted tough and grumpy at everyone.
That's exactly like my dad was. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I used to go when I used to do work for fire equipment stuff, I used to go to old people's homes, and there used to be one lady, I would go every 6 months, she thought I was a son. Oh, you've come to see me. So I had to talk to her for at least an hour or so and ask her questions like, how's such and such going? I'd just play along with it because she thought I was a son. But there's some people in there, they're the funniest people ever. Some of the old people in there, they're cracking jokes and just having a good old time.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly, there are some when you have to go into the room to check the sprinkler systems that you feel sorry for them because they're just like in that comatose state or where they're just out of it and no one comes to visit them. But the ones that are up and lively, there's some oldies getting around there. I think they've still got a bit of lead in their pencil, chasing Daisy down the hallway in a walker.
Well, yeah, my wife used to do physical therapy at those places, and she was like friends with these like 95, 100-year-old people there, and they were like, she thought they were the great, she's like, these people are the greatest people of all time. Like, she used to go visit them even after she stopped doing the physical therapy, just because they were so cool.
I think old people are great, especially like if I'm just even out, if I go for a walk sometimes and I sit down, there'll be old people out walking, they sit down and chat, and they got some of the best stories, the old people and stuff. When you sit down and talk to them, it's like, they're pretty cool. That's why when I was up at my friend's gym 2 weeks ago up north, I was in the gym, there's all these old people there, but every song that came on was like rap, and that's so I attacked the music machine. I was putting on ABBA and all these songs from the old days. And Nathan told him it was me to come over, and they're like, oh, thanks for putting these songs on. This is great music.
You know what the funny thing is? As we get older, Lee, we start being able to relate a little bit more to these older people because we know that we're going to be those older people sooner than we think, probably.
Mm-hmm. Right. But you always know you start getting old when you start saying, back in my day, when I was young. And when your parents said that to you, you're like, oh, here we go.
Here we go again. Like same old fucking story. Yeah, exactly right.
And then you'll hear them say, when you get older, you take it for granted, but as you get older, time goes quicker. You're like, yeah, whatever. Now I'm like, shit, is it this much? Years going quick, you can't remember what happened. But remember when you were young, you would go to school, it dragged out. You'd get home from school. If you got home at like 3 PM and then to sundown, those couple of hours seemed to go on forever. You could do so much stuff. Yeah. And now it's like time just goes like that, and you're like, oh shit, another day gone.
Yeah, because we have no schedule now. We make our own schedule now. So when you have to adhere to another person's schedule, it seems way longer, right?
Yeah, but even school holidays, when you would get 6 weeks off at Christmas, they just seem to go on forever. Felt like months and months and months. But now, I think we've got holidays coming up again. I know it's the Easter this weekend, and then we've got a few places going into lockdown again here for the Easter weekend.
Well, they got Ramadan coming up also this month. So a lot of these guys are starting Ramadan. So
I don't know how do they keep. I was asking someone the other day because Easter last year and the year before it changes. I thought Easter was when Jesus rose again, wasn't it? And he pushed the stone away and come out of his cave, whatever, or the Easter bunny.
He was resurrected. The resurrection, I think.
Yeah, I got a good thing on. I'll share it again on my Instagram of the meaning of Easter. I got my priest outfit on when I'm talking about it. Oh, that's very good of you to do that. I'll send it to you to watch. It's very deep and meaningful. It's all about the meaning of Easter and how the chocolates all started.
Oh, very nice. Now that I'm thinking about it, rather than the Lee Priest Asylum, Jim, maybe you should make it like a monastery almost. Then Joe Gold would really appreciate that. Great.
I'll have the people out the front protesting about pedophilia and stuff all day.
You could dress in
We're
a
not
priest.
going.
You could dress in a priest outfit. You know, as people come in
Oh,
and
yeah.
sign up with you.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be really good.
You're an ordained minister, aren't you?
Yeah, and then we just play the Village People all day. It'll fit right in. YMCA, we just play that song on loop all day long.
I gotta wrap this thing up because I got another interview coming up. But Lee, glad that you're back, and we'll try to work you into the Heavy Muscle Radio lineup if I don't do it early every day. But a lot of people were upset that you weren't in the lineup. I said it wasn't. Lee is sleeping at that time. You know, I said it's.
What time was it? This time now?
We did it on like Monday at like I think we did noon or something like that. And you're definitely sleeping then, right?
No, I'm not. No, because this is 11. What time is it there now?
It's 4:00 here.
Oh yeah, noon would have been about
4 hours ago.
2 a.m. for me.
Oh, you're way out. You're still.
Oh, I should get up then and do it. I'll be on fire at 2 a.m.
If I do, we'll try next week. I'll give you the link. If you wake up, you do it.
I'll set the alarm.
Set
just
your
so.
alarm.
Oh, it's 2 a.m. G'day.
You'll have to go to bed
I'll be
6
like,
at night. That's all, to make it. But
I will.
how's now I saw you sent me some pictures. How's the right arm looking? Bigger, a lot bigger, right?
Yeah, you like that one? I did notice too. I got a lot of votes for the comeback when you put up who should make a comeback.
Yeah.
Thanks for that pressure, Dave. Thanks for.
Well, I think you probably have the best chance of doing the comeback because I know number one, you want to do the comeback. A lot of these guys don't really want to do a comeback. You want them to do a comeback, and you are looking better and better. Since the surgery you've had on your neck.
I'm like a fine wine that's had its cork popped.
There you go. All right. On that note, I'm Dave Palumbo with Lee Priest for another installment of Iron Rage.
Thank you.